Hello and welcome to the Lost Pines Workshop. I'm JC Jensen. So this is Build a Rocking Chair episode 35, the final product. Am I happy? I am thrilled. I am truly thrilled with the form and function and the feel of this rocking chair. This was really a fun project to jump off into. The shaping, the different tools and techniques used to create this chair. The whole thing, everything about it was fun. Was it challenging? Yes. This Maloof joinery here in the seat is a challenge to get it just perfect. Um, well worthwhile. And I'd like to thank Hal Taylor for taking the time to create the templates, create the plan, create the instructions, and the video series that he did. Hal Taylor, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it. And this is a wonderful, wonderful chair. So as I said in the introductory video, I was doing two chairs. You've seen the completed one in cherry, which is a large chair. And I don't know, I'm 5'7". That chair is like way too big for me. Nonetheless, it's still comfortable. This one I'm doing in walnut. This chair number 2 in walnut with the ash accents. I've incorporated those into this one where I did not in the first one. I used Hal's finish, right, and in staying with the plan, which was my intent. And the finish for that chair was the Minwax rub-on polyurethane cut in half, 50% with mineral spirits. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but I wanted to stay with the plan, and that's what I applied, and it feels really good. It's been in the house now for a couple weeks and acclimated really well. But I've reached a point now with it. I'm going to go ahead and coat that with a good coat of wax, just to help protect it. This chair, however, I'm going to go, and I'll get into it in a later video. I'm going to go with I'll say the Maloof finish, which has various products in it. I'll get into that later. But here I am in chair number 2. Am I following the plan? To the most part, yes. As far as techniques or patterns, how all of this is cut and assembled, I've deviated quite a bit on this, primarily in sequence, because this is specifically made for to fit 2 people. Well, one that's 5'11" and one that's 5'6". All right, it's going to be a family chair. I am waiting. They're not available right now, so I'm waiting on their return so they can come sit in the chair so that I can place the armrests, at the appropriate location that's comfortable. Find a happy place for both of them, somewhere in between, given the height difference. But this is a medium chair, and I've had the back braces in, and I've sat in it, and it fits me really, really well. Okay, so throughout this series, I've mentioned and highlighted that I wanted to follow Hal's tools and techniques as closely as possible. Didn't have a drum sander, so I couldn't make the wedges for the back braces. I overcame that. There's another change in the back braces that I did on this chair that I'll highlight in a separate video. But if you want to jump off into this project, do you have to have all of the tools that Hal utilizes or that I did? No, you do not, right? I've got the big 8-inch joiner, I've got the big table saw, the planer, and whatnot. Do you have to have all of that? No, you do not. Is it helpful? Absolutely. That's why I have them. Because they help and they speed up processes by having the larger machines. It just speeds up projects, but you don't have to have it, right? All of the shaping that's done on the legs, um, I I have a set of spoke shapes, and on this chair, um, as I get a little closer, um, well, once I get these guys on, the final shaping of this chair will be done um, with spoke shape. Why? Because I prefer that over a power grinder. Honestly, I did the power grinding because that was the process that Hal used. That's this technique, and I wanted to follow that. That's not that's not who I am. So I'm going to do it my way. So does that mean you can do it your way? Absolutely. In all things woodworking, there's 100 ways to accomplish the same outcome. How you get there is up to you. I like now, even though I have all these wonderful machines, I still enjoy hand tool woodworking more than machine woodworking. I've done machines for years and years. Hand tools are a lot more fun. It's a heck of a lot quieter. So with all that said and done, I hope you found this series educational, helpful, inspiring. I hope I've inspired a few of you to jump off into this project because it's really a lot of fun. um, Perhaps entertaining. I know I'm a little dry, but I'm a woodwork furniture guy, not a late night talk show host. Um, but if you enjoyed this series, I'd appreciate your feedback. Um, hit the like button and perhaps subscribe. Check out the other videos that I have on building a cherry dresser. Um, if you're new to woodworking, I've got that beginning woodworking series. Give it a look. All right. Give me some feedback. Give me some ideas on future projects. Let me know how I can help you uh, get better or get started in building pieces like this. So thanks again. We'll see you down the road.